In action, welcome producers to the WWE 2K16 Hall of Fame. Having it on Minecraft so we can have a ceremony because it'll just be weird if we didn't do it on. Huh. Wow. Alright, well, anyway. Let's get right on into it. Who's that? Who's calling? Are you ready, Mario?
Yeah.
So you already know who the first person is, huh?
No.
You don't? Really? So Jarek Stevens. I am in the hall. Yeah, you are. Here, so I got everything ready right here. And I believe Victor's not going to be here today. Yeah, just sit there. I wasn't going to even go there. Come on, Bubba. Come on. Come on. Come over here. Come on. Get up here. Come on. So I'm going to have Victor's speech ready. Let's go into the... The HOF party. Storm said, Wolf, what's up, Wolf?
Oh, buddy. You're joking.
You're joking. You're joking. Welcome to the whole thing, buddy.
We're finally here.
We're finally here. We're celebrating. We're celebrating. Let me get his speech so that way, because he's not going to be here, so I had to get a speech.
Who's there? Ow! Hey, don't tell out over there. Where's Buddy? Buddy's gonna get out. Why are you going over yourself?
Yeah. No.
Ah, here we go. And I have his speech right here. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the first inductee into the, well, here it is, the 2K16 Hall of Fame. We have Victor. So, basically, throughout Victor's career, he started off small, and he was in a tag team, and eventually emerged as a singles competitor. But he's always been in a tag team in which he created one of the greatest factions of all time, New Future. And New Future would eventually become one of the greatest tag teams of all time, or factions for that matter, as they've held technically NXT and WWE Tag Team Championships, being one of the only factions to do so. Not only that, but Victor would eventually be a singles competitor fighting on all three brands of SmackDown, Raw, and ECW, in which he would conquer every single brand. However, when Victor won the Money in the Bank briefcase, he had an opportunity to be a champion of Raw. However, got drafted pretty soon after. Throughout Victor's career, he's won 2 NXT Tag Team Championships. He's been an Intercontinental Champion. He's won 2 Tag Team Championships on SmackDown Live. He's been a 3-time ECW Champion and a 4-time WWE World Champion. Victor's speech had said that he is honored to be in the Hall of Fame. He never thought he could be as good as he was, and throughout his career, the hatred that he had received from everybody, all the doubters, it didn't discourage him. It fueled him to be one of the greatest competitors of all time. We like to thank Victor on what he has done, and not only that, but he was the first Money in the Bank winner who didn't win it like honorably. So congratulations, Victor, and we'll get on to the next one. Do you want, huh?
Take forever.
I know. But that's how the Hall of Fame is. You gotta take forever for each one. Don't you think so?
The highest 7-time champion.
Oh, so Victor is here. So Victor, do you want to add on anything before we get to the next superstar? What's wrong, Mario?
Take forever. Also, look at this, right? It was third down right for the Saints. The
Alright,
first drive.
third down. Okay, so you recorded it, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Okay, so then look.
Give me 1 second, guys.
Drew Brees throws it. Boom. And our defense said, whoa, he pushed his ass and he dropped the ball, right?
Yeah.
What Keith Talib did. Where's he at?
What do you tell him?
He's like, oh, I'm gonna see. Oh, yeah, all right. Oh, here we go.
What the hell?
Yeah, they are here.
Oh yeah, who could forget he's the first custom
23.
superstar to win a championship out of the producers.
Oh yeah, we recovered the fumble. Look at it. Get that shit out of here, boy. 20-17. Look at it, Frank. Look at this.
Alright. You missed it? Oh, you blocked it.
It was 23-23.
Did you guys return that?
Look at it.
Oh, he scored, okay.
And then it was 25-23. We got the ball back to Covanese, and that's a wrap.
Alright. Alright, guys, so the next, I don't think he's gonna be here, so I'll just,
You skipped him?
huh? No, he is here, he already said everything. So the next inductee, y'all may know him as Christopher Michaels. I just used to just call him Michaels for short, because he had a really long ass name for a superstar. I mean, I think he probably has the longest superstar name ever, and it's just like, damn. Plus, it would just always be shorter and faster, commentary-wise, to just call him by his last name, Michaels. Early on in Michaels' career, he started off at NXT and he didn't really accomplish anything there, so nobody really know what he had to offer once going onto the main roster. But eventually, he would get drafted to Monday Night Raw, and probably, I say a week after, he would get traded to SmackDown Live in exchange for Bobby Harrison, in which he would make a huge debut on the SmackDown Live brand. But not only that, but he would show his worth week in and week out by beating some of the greatest competitors of all time. And not only that, but he eventually became the Intercontinental Champion to help New Future capture every single championship on the SmackDown Live roster, while everybody was a champion. Throughout Christopher Michaels' career, he has earned the Tag Team Championships of SmackDown Live at the time. He's earned the Intercontinental Championship once. He's been a 3-time ECW champ, and his last major championship run would be the World Heavyweight title. Not only that, but he was the first and only honorary, Money in the Bank winner, being the only person who could cash in the Money in the Bank case and be the champion. Mario, what do you think about Christopher Michaels? Mario doesn't know anything about Christopher Michaels. But I do, though, because that's why he should be in the Hall of Fame. He was that damn good, and we thank him for many things that he has done. So Michaels, I know you weren't here today, but I do know that you are here in spirit, and you're pretty damn happy, because you know you earned it from the very beginning of your debut on the main roster. Thank you, Michaels. Alright, so the next induction, I hope he's here. If not, then I can go on and on and on for 10 years now. Anyway, next competitor is Boss Mode. You can see his stats right then and there. So, let's see. There, you see them? That's their statues, based on how good they were. Man, I can see it. Mario. So Mario, do you want to talk about Boss Mode for a little bit? I mean, he was your tag team partner. I know you hate him now because he left. Alright, so Boss Mode, I'm pretty sure Boss Mode's in here, but we'll see what happens. Oh yeah, I think Boss Mode has more attires changed than anybody, but that was one of the great attires changed. But anyway, guys, you know, Boss Mode is here, so come up with something to say while I induct you, man. Because I'm pretty sure people want to know what you got to say. Let's see. So Boss Mode throughout his career in NXT was pretty damn good. I mean, he was the first person to beat Mario's ass and win the NXT Championship one-on-one, being the first KA superstar out of the producers to win a singles title. Might have been an NXT Championship, but still counts.
What? What happened?
And throughout his career, he's won a combined
Huh?
9 championship runs.
What about him?
That would include being a single-time NXT Tag Team Champion, also an NXT Champion, he would also be the first person since Ted DiBiase Jr. to win the $1 Million Championship. I think the title that he won the most and really made a name for, though, was the United States Championship, wiping it up at a surprising rate of 3 times. His first major championship run wouldn't be until he was on ECW by defeating Alex Jackson for the vacated ECW Championship. But his most memorable run will be as becoming a 2-time Best in the World champion. I hope you have a good life. I know I was short here than in DX, but they sucked, and I want to fight for the BITW Championship, and I'm going for the entire Boss Mode. So thank you, Boss Mode. You earned your spot here in the Hall of Fame from being a pretty good singles competitor from the beginning of NXT up until the end of the 2K16 live streams. So thank you for your hard work and some entertaining moments, huh? Yeah. I'm already on today I gotta do part 3 of my career. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, he's here right now. Hey, what's up, Chris Stevens? I know you're here. I got a couple of interesting stats to share along that Chris Stevens has done. So Chris Stevens, you know, say a little something to the people while I induct you real quick. Induct you real quick. So, ladies and gentlemen, what isn't there to say about Chris Stevens? Chris Stevens is one tough-ass son of a bitch. I'll tell you that right there. He already impressed many people early on in his career. We'll start off in NXT. When he started off in NXT, he was the second creative superstar of the producers to win a singles championship, but it would be the NXT title. He would defeat the man who beat Mario, Boss Mode. He would defeat Boss Mode, and oh god. So he would defeat Boss Mode to be the NXT champion. But not only that, that's not the most impressive part. He will be the longest reigning creative superstar out of the producers to hold the NXT championship. The most historic run in NXT history. In history. When he went on to the main roster, a lot of people thought he was a bust, including myself. But that just wasn't the case. It just took him a really long time to adjust It took him a really long time to adjust onto the main roster, which it happens. A lot of people take a couple of years to adjust, and you can't just be taking your success from NXT onto the main roster in the blink of an eye. So eventually he would hold the United States Championship a whopping 4 times before he held any major championships. And eventually he would become a 2-time world champion. And a surprising fact in its own right, did you know that Chris Stevens is the only superstar out of the creative producers to stay on one brand his entire career? He stayed on Raw throughout his entire career. He never moved to ECW, SmackDown Live. Huh? I want to say thank you to all my lovers and haters. They bully me. Oh no, they build me. Doesn't matter. If I lose or win, I always try my best in the ring. Thank you. Oh, I didn't read Victor's speech. Oh, but I did read it when you weren't here. Alright guys, so thank you Chris Stevens again. You're probably one of the most entertaining and most faithful, loyal producers I've ever had, among with many of you all as well. Huh? Anyway guys, on to the next. Mario. So let's see. Mario, do you have a speech lined up? You don't want to say anything? You don't want to tell these people hi at least? Alright guys, so I don't think Mario's gonna say a speech, so we'll just skip him after we induct him. Alright, so let's see. What hasn't Mario done? He's almost done everything. Almost. Not quite, but almost. Early on in his career, he would start off with championship gold in NXT by winning the NXT Tag Team Championships. I don't even know what his tag team partner was. Do you remember? Because he was a damn nobody. That's why nobody remembers. Hashtag Grumpy Mario. Was he? He wasn't your tag team partner in NXT, was he? And he won the tag team. Oh, he won the championship with Damien Mizdow. But eventually, he break away. He'll break away from Mizdow to win the NXT Championship by himself. And he would hold on to that title for quite some time, but eventually lost it to Boss Mode. So nothing really memorable there on NXT. He's held both championships, so that was pretty impressive. But, let's see, let's go on to the better stuff. What up, Boaz? But anyway, let's get on with it. Mario would eventually win the WWE Tag Team Championships as D-Generation X, whose tag team partner at the time was Mark Cruz. And regardless of who was the champion with Mario, Mario would be the active champion of the tag team of D-Generation X for the longest, to become the longest reigning tag team champion of all time, but also he was the longest reigning tag team champion of all time to have separate partners under the Freebird rule. That was probably his most interesting stat out of all these stats I'm reading amongst you right here, right now. Eventually, or not even eventually, but he would win the Intercontinental Championship one time, and it wasn't really a historic run, but it was still an Intercontinental Championship run. It was okay. His first major huh? I just want to thank you to my supporters, FRJ, KY Miguel, and Jace. I want to say thank you all. Victor out. Thank you, Victor. Back on to Mario's induction. Mario would win his first major championship gold as the WWE World Champion, being the youngest WWE World Champion of all time. I thought it was the world, wasn't it? But we're talking about WWE World. Eventually, he would combine 9 titles to be a 9-time world champion. That would include the BITW Championship once, the World Heavyweight Championship twice, in which he would be the longest reigning World Heavyweight Champion, period, and a 6-time WWE World Champion. So congratulations, Mario. You've had a historic career. 13 title reigns combined. That's incredible. Do you have a speech lined up or anything to say? You don't want to say anything. I don't know. Just say whatever you think. What do you think? I don't know. What do you think the Hall of Fame's about? If you ever got inducted, would you just say nothing?
No.
Then what would you say?
I don't know. Go on to the next.
Huh?
I don't know.
You better have something lined up, because you guys are about to come again pretty soon again. Alright, this next competitor, you may not know him because he was a nobody from beginning to end.
Mark. Oh, Bruce.
But he was an okay competitor at the time. His name is FRJ. So yeah, I mean, I don't really know him that well. But I mean, I heard he was a pretty cool stand-up dude. So ladies and gentlemen, FRJ early in his career started off on NXT. He tried to make a My Career series on Universe Mode, which failed, as if you failed to land next to the Grand Canyon. He just went straight in and he just couldn't get the hell out of there. But yeah, he did win the NXT Tag Team Championships and the NXT Championship. So that was a pretty good thing. On the main roster, excuse me, on the main roster, he would win the WWE World Championship on his first night, making him the first person to win it on his debut and the shortest person to ever win it in a cumulance of time. Throughout his career, he would be a single-time United States champion, a 2-time Intercontinental champion, 2-time Tag Team champion, a 3-time World champion, a 4-time WWE World champion, and not only that, but he was a former Mr. Money in the Bank winner. So anyway, guys, usually my speech would be about how good I am, why I am the best of all time, and everything of that nature, but today's not that case. Early on in my career, literally, I did start off on NXT, and I made a little My Career series in Universe Mode because of the more creative freedom available to me. And it sounded like a great idea, and I think it was a great idea, and I think it still is a great idea. It just failed to take off at the rate I was going. And regardless of the commentary skills or the in-game skills I had at the time, it just wasn't going to get over. And later on, that would bring in the Universe Mode, in which I would already be on the main roster, and people were into it, and they would like to see my guy and a lot of other people's guys. At first, I was worried that like it would just be like a come and go, swing and a miss type of thing, but it actually stuck, and I'm pretty damn happy that you people came along to stay along for the ride. It's been one hell of a ride on a beautiful ass roller coaster that's been up and down, hit some swirls and a bunch of other crap, but you know, it was a great ass time here in 2K16. And throughout all this, man, you know, I didn't even think that people will actually like what I do. I didn't even think one person would like what I do. But apparently we found over 210 people to do it. So honestly, this isn't even an induction to me, man. It's a thank you to all of you guys. Because without you guys, I probably wouldn't be playing 2K17 right now. I'll probably be playing Madden all day. But yes, instead of me just coming to the Hall of Fame, I want to thank you all for an outstanding live streams and a great ass career so far. And I hope we can recreate the memories and create some new ones on WWE 2K17. So thank you all very much. D Generation X. I don't need this stat sheet no more.
What, Don?
What are we guys doing? Playing?
So anyway, D Generation X. From one generation to another, we thought D Generation X was dead. Because when we looked back at D Generation X in the beginning, it was just Triple H, Shawn Michaels. Oh yeah, and like 12 other guys. I forgot their names though. Well, I know the New Age Outlaws, yeah, and X-Pac, sure. But there was like China and Hornswoggle that nobody remembers. But anyway, once D Generation X was rebirthed into something new, it was reborn into a new era's modern style, in which turned out to be quite well. There have been 5 members of D Generation X throughout its tenure as a newly found faction. They would start off with Mark Cruz and the Chosen One Mario to be the sole 2 original members of D Generation X. But eventually, that would grow on to be bigger. The most it has ever been to was 4 superstars, however. The third member of the D Generation X would be Boss Mode. Right? And eventually Boss Mode would be, what was he, traded or drafted ECW? Mario kicked him out of DX because he wanted to drop him like a bad habit. But, Boss Mode did pretty well during his time in DX. And not only that, but eventually we would get 2 more guys. And you should know them pretty well. So, Gore and Bruce Mitchell will join the crew. However, Bruce and Boss Mode were the only 2 superstars to not hold a tag team championships in DX. I'm not talking about Gore, I'm talking about Boss Mode and Bruce. They're the only 2 that didn't hold it. Mark Cruz, Mario, and Gore were the only 3 guys out of the 5 superstars of D Generation X World Championship Gold. Which was pretty astonishing, since Mario was the only one to hold the titles throughout the beginning of DX to the end. So they've been pretty successful, and they've beaten, huh?
Kofi Kingston never gives up his title.
Yeah, he did.
So it's Kofi and Big E, or Kofi and...
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, no, hell no.
Remember when he got injured at Money in the Bank?
Who?
Kofi? And after Big E and Xavier had to defend, I was like, oh yeah, they lost, and then they won.
One time.
But it still counts.
My PS4 is New Jersey, come on.
So yeah, DX would eventually
Go to the next.
be the longest reigning tag team champions. Of course, 3 separate champions. And Mario was the most active champion. So, Bruce Mitchell, Gore, Boss Mode. If you guys have anything to add on in a speech that you've commenced, or even just something to add on, feel free to do so. I think he is.
Ask him.
I just talked to him right now. I just told him to say a speech. If he doesn't say anything, then he ain't gonna say anything. Bruce, are you still here? I'm pretty sure by he hears that word, he already type or not say anything, which means he indicates if he's here or not. You got that? Do you have anything to say about DX? Really? Is that how you feel?
We're the best.
Huh?
We're the best.
Mario says that they were the best.
We will continue in 2K17.
And they will continue on 2K17.
Tonight.
No, not tonight. Because I gotta create the guys.
What guy?
I gotta finish creating them.
Create who?
And then you gotta create your guy too.
You've been creating people already?
Yeah. I had to. I do F4J. Alright, what do you gotta say, Rated R? I mean, you should have just typed it instead of
What,
just saying
Don?
I will, then type it. Come on, type it.
What? What money?
Yeah, dollars.
What are you talking about?
But anyway, guys, D-Generation X is just positively great, man. Just absolutely great. And that's why they deserve the diamond attire, because they've just been a great tag team through thick and thin, being on SmackDown Live and Monday Night Raw, mainly originating from Raw on the main roster, but really coming from NXT roots in which they had a lot of practice. Or not even that many practice, because Mark wasn't even a part of it until Raw, but NXT had a huge factor on how they would be good or not. Yes, Gore wants to add that he's won the IC Championship twice, and he mid-speared Dave Doss, the highlight of his career, to winning the Intercontinental Championship. How can you blame him? Because that was pretty damn good. My brother will come and beat Mario, and DX was a dip hole, and it was great, but watch out, my brother's coming for you, Mario. Damn. Alright, so ripping on your own team at the Hall of Fame. Sounds legit. Alright, guys, let's go ahead and get on to the next. So Mario wants to say that the New Generation X, otherwise known as D-Generation X, was the greatest tag team of all time. But I think New Future has a couple of, things to argue on that point. You see, New Future will start off in NXT as Victor and James Bunny. They will win the Tag Team Championships of NXT twice. Eventually, they would get drafted to SmackDown Live, in which they will win the the WWE Tag Team Championships of SmackDown Live. But eventually, they would win even more as they recruited more people onto the faction. So they would start, the tag team actually, in commencing into the faction. They first started off by bringing in Suicide Savage, which was a good fit because he was a good singles competitor, but a great tag team specialist. And then eventually they would have recruit FRJ into the group and have a 4-man faction. However, FRJ pitched to Victor that they should have a 5-man wrecking crew, because 5 men would be enough to take down the entire roster and run SmackDown Live. So eventually they did, and they would trade for Christopher Michaels, making the final piece of the puzzle commence. So all these guys would run SmackDown Live, and each and every single member will hold a singles championship or a tag team championship gold in the group, as all the titles will belong to the future, and they would beat anybody and everyone in their way to be the champion. Alright, I will. And KY has something to say, go ahead and say it. So let's see. So yeah, we would win championship gold around the world, WWE World Championships, Tag Team Championships, Intercontinental Championships, and we would be the most dominant tag team in SmackDown Live history. A couple of special features, they only lost twice throughout their careers. I forgot to who, but they only lost twice. And not only that, but they defeated all tag teams. 3 times. How do you know? I think that was twice. Nah, that was a combined twice. Yeah, it was, because that was once to them and then for somebody else.
Yeah, and then you guys lost again, and then you're like, oh no, they didn't lose, they didn't lose.
No, that was just against the Usos. Lost to the Usos. Mars says 3 times, but I'm still counting as twice, because I only remember twice. I only remember twice. If you give me 3 names then. Give me 3 names and I'll say 3.
You said the Usos, someone else, and then you guys lost again.
When? When, dude?
Whatever, go to the next guy. Alright, man, I'm trying to create my guy, man. You're restarting everybody else's.
So anyway, not only that, but we defeated all teams. Probably the most famous team out of the group would be Hall of Famers D-Generation X at Survivor Series. And you know, it was the best way possible because we had 3 members of New Future. It was Victor, Suicide Savage, and FRJ going up against Mark Cruz, Mario, and Brock Lesnar. And after Suicide Savage got eliminated, FRJ would go on the biggest rampage ever and slay the Beast, annihilate Mark Cruz and kill the Prophecy as the chosen one. They will hold many titles, but the best title they ever held was the most dominant tag team in SmackDown Live history. That was New Future. Well, Mar, you just got to learn how to be patient. This is the Hall of Fame, crying out loud. The Hall of Fame is more important than 2K17 right now. Yeah, it is. So finally, ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, wow, this Hall of Fame's only been almost 40 minutes.
That's how long?
No, it isn't. Anyway, the last inductees, ladies and gentlemen, is the Dream Team. Does it look like I care where Bruce is? I told him what to say. He didn't say anything. Well, he did out on he's a 2-time world champion. So now, ladies and gentlemen, the Dream Team.
2020.
Who?
2020 done?
2020, because he scored a touchdown.
Oh, damn. So yeah, the Dream Team, ladies and gentlemen. The Dream Team will hold the Tag Team Championships twice. We would only lose once, and that was to the Ascension, I believe, at Fastlane. And not only that, but we're 2-0 at WrestleMania. I do gotta say that the Dream Team was my most proud moment ever, because I actually recruited some members, and then I've also kind of assembled on how we would win things. But the Dream Team would eventually do some resemblance to New Future, as they held every title on Raw. But not only that, but did you know that the Dream Team is the first faction since the Shield to have every member in its group to win a major world championship? FRJ and FRJ will win the world championship and the WWE World Championship. Quest would hold the BITW championship, as long as Suicide Savage, Andy Gates, and Quest would all hold as well the World Heavyweight Championship. What did KY say?
I want you to know that Sean will be leaving WWE with a broken neck.
Damn. So Quest, Andy Gates, Suicide Savage, do you guys have anything to add on before we close out the ceremony?
Where's Bruce Mitchell?
Man, he's right there. Read his damn name.
Where? In the Hall of Fame.
He's not going as a singles competitor.
Why?
He's going in as DX.
I thought he was going as the worst.
I was too, and
You deleted it?
I wasn't gonna do it because his career as a singles competitor wasn't good. But anyway, guys, I forgot to add one more thing for the D-Generation X thing.
FRJ, tell Mario that Bruce is a beef stick.
Oh, well, here, Mario already knows Bruce is a beef stick. Oh, yeah, so everybody found out that I'm the DNA of 2K, and Bruce is the beef stick of 2K. Because you know why?
What?
He doesn't like that name. But yeah, guys, so on DX, you had Mario, who was the chosen one. You had Gore, who was what was he? What was the nickname?
Gore.
The master of the Gore. You have Boss Mode, the guy, the man of 1,000 outfits. You had Mark Cruz, the
Lost Soul.
The Lost Soul.
I don't know.
And then you had Bruce Mitchell, ladies and gentlemen, who cannot forget, the Beef Stick, otherwise known as the worst GM in the history of 2K.
Is that what you call beef stick?
No. Well, let's see what Jerks has to say. Well, besides forgetting me in the New Future speech, the Dream Team is the most fun and the most dominant team I've been a part of. Well, I didn't forget you in the New Future, did I?
Yep.
Oh, I did, huh? Well, we recruited Quest, in which he would be what would he be, man? Just like, no, he wouldn't be a loser. He'd be the greatest tag team. He's honest to God, the greatest tag team specialist I've ever seen. If name one person that's a great ass tag specialist, and I swear to you, Quest is better than him. And not only that, but Quest is one of the very few tag specialists in the world to advance from being a great tag specialist to a major world champion. that's pretty much it, guys. And that's all I honestly got to say.
Alright, this is 2017.
So, with all that being said, I want to thank you all for coming today,
You're gonna show the statues?
and I want to say you all thank you very much.
All
It's
of
been
them.
a hell of a ride, and
All of them.
I can't wait for the 2K17 ride.
Dude, you're not gonna show the whole thing.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is your class of 2K16. Quite a bit, huh?
9.
Yeah.
Took 40 minutes for 9 people.
No, it's not, man. But you know how the real Hall of Fame takes like 5 hours for 2 people.
Yeah, if I would have done this Hall of Fame myself, it would have taken 10 minutes.
Oh my god. So thank you guys for joining. I really do
1
hope you
minute each
enjoyed.
person. I'll talk for 30 seconds. You have a 30-second speech. Next.
But they I don't
I
know.
don't care.
But just relax. Mario didn't like the Hall of Fame because it was.
Because you've been making everybody
Let's
else-
see,
I wanna make my
it
damn
was
time.
31 minutes longer than he said he would have done it anyway. So again, thank you all for joining. I can't wait to see y'all on 17 when we get the universe up and running. And I hope to see y'all in the next one. Oh yeah, and I got my career coming up pretty soon because I got 7 matches. And see you guys later today and tomorrow. Today. So cut, and that's a wrap.